There's a guy on the ground taking pictures like this, and there's a girl who is full on, and that is a story of when I deliver pizza to a porn set. Hi, Mom. What is up, guys? Pizza Boy here. I'm gonna have to apologize real quick. My garage isn't working right now, and the garage door is beeping, so you might hear a beep every once in a while, and it's just a garage, it's nothing crazy. So a few days ago, I was cleaning out my room, and I found my old Domino's uniform. And I started to think, I haven't told any stories about when I was delivering pizzas. It's been about a year and a half since I actually worked for Domino's, so take this with a grain of salt. I don't work for Domino's anymore. Domino's, please don't come after me for wearing this again. I promise I'll throw it away after this video. So I asked my Instagram people. So a few days ago, I asked my Instagram followers if they would be okay or if they would watch a video about me talking about some of my pizza delivery experiences. And they all said yes. So here we go. Well, if I'm gonna show one story, if I'm gonna start with a story, I might as well start with the one that's on the top of the list as the one that is the most memorable, as you might put it. So yeah, here's my story about when I delivered pizza to a porn set. We've all heard the stories, we've all heard the taboo ideas. It's the one thing everybody thinks about when you're delivering pizzas or when you're watching a porno. It's that classic old scene where the pizza boy comes in.
Pizza delivery, I got an extra large sausage just for you.
I have crazy amounts of stories about delivering pizzas. You always meet the weirdest people in the craziest circumstances. The stats of people doing crazy stuff it's endless. Some crazy stuff happens. I've delivered to hotel rooms where a lady tripping on acid asked me to fix her television. I've had money stolen from me. I have been hit while I was delivering pizzas. I have seen other people getting hit while I've been delivering pizzas. People have offered to pay me drugs for the pizza. So to preface this story, okay, this was not like a full-blown production set. This was a very amateur situation, very unexpected, obviously. So this does exist. It's not just a fairy tale. So let's start from the beginning. It was about 2 years ago, in the summer of 2018. I'd already been delivering pizza for about a year and a half. And I was working, I was the only driver that day. It was a very short staff. Usually with Domino's and delivering pizzas, it's the same kind of crowd, you know? But you do always deliver pizzas to hotels, all the time. It's every day you deliver, at least for me, it probably 5 or 6 times a day you deliver to, at least in the location that I was at, you would deliver to a hotel room. We had tons of hotels by where I worked, and that was great for business. There are a few times when this happens too, where like you'll deliver pizza to a room, and you'll hear things. You'll knock the door, be like, "Oh, just a second." Oh, oh. And it's always the guy. It's never the girl. The girl never gets up. It's always the guy being all like manly and stuff, being like, "Ugh, yes, I ordered pizza," and they'll be like, you know, money, or they'll be like, "Oh, let me tip you," and then tip, you know. But it's always the guy that answers. When my boss got the call for the delivery, he hangs up the phone and he's like, "Oh, that was interesting." And I was like, "What?" You know, I mean, but usually when you deliver to a hotel room, there's a small chance that they're, you know, having sex or something. That's just, it's a hotel, you know, it happens. So anyway, he hangs up the phone and he goes, "Oh, that was weird. It sounded like they were having a lot of fun, you know. So good luck with that one," you know, kind of being sarcastic. And he said the girl's voice was really hot, and I was like, "Oh, hey, cool, great," you know. So I get the pizza ready and I go to this hotel that we usually deliver to all the time. And you know, the valet guys know me. They're like, "Oh, hey, pizza boy," because you know the car. It's like, yeah. I get to the desk and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's this level, this floor." Okay, cool. Take it up there. Knock on the door. Nobody's answering, and I don't really listen, but you can kind of hear some things going on. And I was like, "Oh, all right," you know. And I'm expecting a man to open the door because 99.9% of the time that's the case, like I said before. And no. When the door opened, there was a gorgeous, gorgeous brunette woman in a robe with nothing on, fully exposed everything. The robe was barely covering anything. And of course I'm like, And she goes, "Oh, awesome, cool, thanks for bringing it by." She definitely had like some sort of, you know, energy, you know, because I was like, She goes, "Oh," she takes the pizza and walks it to the back. And this is the kind of room where it's like, you know, the bed was on the left-hand side. And you know how like in hotel rooms they have like those little couches or like those little like sectional seats like in the corner, you know? So the sectional seat was in the far right corner. There was like a little balcony. There was a little bed on the left-hand side where the bathroom was and stuff. And there was the table with the, or like the counter with the TV and stuff. She leaves the door open and the door stays open. And she takes the pizza and turns back like this and puts it on the table, and then she goes, "Oh, I need to get the money real quick." And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure," because obviously she's not, where's she gonna put the money, you know? So, in the far right corner, where the sectional chair thing is, there's a guy on the ground taking pictures like this, and there's a girl who is full on spread across this couch, naked. No joke, just there for everybody to see. And in my mind, I'm thinking like, oh, great. Like, what are you gonna do? You know, I'm not trying to be weird or anything. In my mind, you're thinking like the usual scenario of what happens in these things. You know, you're like, oh, come in, pizza boy. I was thinking like, is this my chance? Is this it? Is this it? So she gets the cash, she goes, oh, thank you so much. And then she looks at me. And I don't know if this was just me in the moment, just kind of taking it all in, or whatever. But she looks at me and she gave me that look. Like, you guys know, if you're a guy, you know this look that the girls give you, where it's just like, yeah, you know, like right in the eye. And she like does it, and then closes the door with like amazing dramatic effect. And I was like, but wait, you know, like don't leave. And she tipped me like, I think it was like $5, it was whatever. I leave, and the whole time I'm going down in this elevator, and I'm just like, what? You know, like the odds of that happening are just ridiculous. Like you hear about it all the time, or you know, people talk about it, and you're like, okay, yeah, sure, yeah, good, oh, sure you did, bud, you know? On my way down in the elevator, I'm just thinking like, wow, like what if they would have asked? You know, like just hypothetically. So I'm walking through the lobby, and I'm getting to my car, and the whole time I'm thinking like, wow, holy shit. Like, you know, all the guys are never gonna believe this. I texted my friend and I was, dude, you will never believe what just happened. I just delivered to a porn set and they were naked and blah, 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 you know? And he goes, yeah, right, dude, yeah, right, you know, because we all heard the stories. On my way driving back, what if they would have asked? Like, if they would have asked, would you have gone in? Would I have done it? You know, would I? And I was contemplating. I was like, is this your moment to shine? You know, like, would you really risk it all for this? Could you live with that? I gotta tell you, in that moment, I was like, if it comes to it, I'm gonna do it. I'll risk it, because what are the odds of this happening to me ever again? Never. I'm just thinking that stuff, right? The minute I get back, my boss is like, hey, you know, you have to go back there right now. They called, they need to talk to you. You know, it didn't sound serious or anything like that. Just, you know, go back. And I was like, oh, yeah, sure, yeah, I'll go back. Oh, yeah, sure. Like, so I get to the hotel, immediately I'm like, and then I get there and I'm like, okay, all right, you know, knock, knock, knock. She opens the door, she goes, oh, hi, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to bring you all the way back here, but I think I may have given you too much money. Could you like double check? And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, sure. Reach my pocket, double check, I count everything, I make sure like what she owed me and how much she gave me for a tip, and I was like, oh, you did, wow, you did. You gave me like $50 for like a $30-something thing, and she only wanted to give me like a certain tip. This happens sometimes, it actually does. You know, we'll miss a bill or something, or they'll, you know, give you a few bills. Customers will give you, you know, a bunch of bills and be like, oh, this is how much I gave you, not realizing they gave you an extra 10 or something. And it's always good to like double check, because, you know, it's a courtesy. You know, you shouldn't be taking people's money when you don't deserve it, right? And so she gave me the $5 tip and whatever the pizza cost. I started to think about like, oh, so this is my shot. You didn't just ask me here to bring you back your money, did you? Whatever. She goes, okay, cool, thanks, closes the door. And I was like, oh, great, you know, never gonna happen, you know, let my mind, and I was like, fine, it is what it is, cool story, bro, go back to work. I get back to work. I don't even walk in the door, okay, and my boss comes out, and he goes, I don't know what you did, but they want you back there right now. And I was like, what? Is this what I did? Are they mad? They go, no, they just asked, they asked very politely if you would come back. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay. And then I was like, oh, okay. Right? So I hop back in my car, speed down, I get back to the hotel, I get to the door, knock on knock. So in the same manner that she closed the door the first time when she was like, you know, that look, she asked me, she goes, so, have you done this before? You know, and then right then my mind was like, yeah, I've totally done this before, this thing you're doing, done before, I can, you know, yeah. So the minute she finishes that sentence, I'm immediately like, yes, yeah, sure, yeah. And she goes, delivered pizza before. And I was like, yeah, of course. She goes, well, this is the second time I've called you back. Do you know why I called you back a second time? And I was like, I can only imagine why. I didn't say that, but that's obviously what I was thinking. She goes, well, the first time was because you took my money. Instantly I'm like, okay. She goes, but which you gave back, which is fine. And I'm like, okay, that was an honest mistake. That happens all the time. And then she goes, and second, I called you back because I was immediately thinking like, this is it. This is my moment. Go for it. You know, like, don't hesitate, you know? And she goes, because we have jalapenos on our pizza. And I'm like, uh-huh. She goes, oh, so what are you gonna do about it? I'm confused about what you want me to do with your pizza. I mean, you asked for jalapenos, right? No, we did not ask for jalapenos. Receipt, check the box real quick, and I was like, it says on both things, you ordered jalapenos, I promise. No, I did not order jalapenos. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, you know, if that's our fault, you know, obviously it's never the customer's fault. It's never the customer's problem. I'll fix this right away. I will do anything to make the situation better, right? She goes, oh, you better. Thank you. Close the door. Oh, great. Well, that's never gonna happen. You know, you can't take back the food once they touch it. There's like some health stuff with that. So I call my boss right before I get in my car. I'm like, hey, look, they didn't want jalapenos. Make them a damn pizza. Take off the jalapenos. I'll be there in 5 minutes. Get back to the shop, pick up the pizza, go back. And I'm like, this is it. You're prepared, you're ready, you can do this. She opens the door. This time, however, she is not wearing anything. Absolutely nothing. I'm like, this is it. Immediately made a decision, and I was like, if this happens, it's gonna happen. Just go with it. She goes, well, we wanted jalapenos on our pizza. And I was like, so, what? She goes, yeah, I'm sorry. We actually did order jalapenos before. And I was like, I just drove to take off the jalapenos. I just did that for you. Now you're getting another pizza without it. Now here's something that happens all the time. Customers will come in and they'll order something, right? And then they'll be like, you know what? It wasn't good enough, or I didn't like it, or it tasted weird, right? This is a common occurrence all the time. In these situations, the customer is always right. It's just a thing, right? Instead of dealing with the trouble of trying to negotiate or deal with the problem, the only way to really deal with the problem is to be like, of course, I'm sorry, I can fix that for you. Because the customer's always right, it's just how it is. So, but in this situation, it was more about them getting free pizza than about paying for it, if that makes sense. So now they're getting 2 pizzas for the price of 1 because they're complaining about it. And I was like, I'm so sorry about that, but good thing you have another one with jalapenos. It's cold now, we didn't want to eat it before. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. You probably should have eaten the pizza before it got cold. I'm just saying. That's usually how you do this. You eat it, right, before it gets cold. But I'm like, you know, I'll call my boss. I'll see what we can do. I'm really sorry. Close the door, sure. Call my boss. Can't do anything. And I go back to the door. I'm like, look, I am so sorry. I wish I could help you out, but that's just the situation. You know, you've already paid for it. It's already gone through. We've already given you these 2 options. Unless you want to pay for another pizza, I can't really do much. Immediately, door slams. Done. And I'm like, there you go. You had your shot. You had your shot and you blew it. I didn't really think I was actually gonna go down with it. If it actually happened, I don't think that would really be my thing. If that is your thing, good for you. Good for you. But for me, it was not the case. So, all in all, I wasn't actually on a adult film set or a porn set or anything like that. I wasn't involved in anything like that. Hopefully this video wasn't too clickbaity for you. It was a very simple interaction. It wasn't, you know, some extravagant thing where they pull me on and I get to enjoy whatever they were enjoying or whatever. There was one time before this though where I did deliver to an older woman. Don't know how old she was. Older than me. And she did open the door with just nothing but her underwear. So that was the closest I ever got to something like that. But this situation was a tad bit on the next level, obviously. It was fun, it was random. It's a fun thing to tell at dinner parties or on here, or like on, you know, delivery pizza chats or whatever it is. Anyways, I hope you guys liked this video. If you guys want me to tell more pizza delivery stories, please let me know in the comments. Also, please like the video if you did enjoy it. Also, follow me on Instagram at @thepizzaboy. I'll put the link in the description below. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.